miasms, and anti-aging. This screen has the normal reactivity feedback response meter, has the help button, which I've encouraged you to read on each page, your wellness panel, and then it has the tests, the miasmic factor test, stress factor test, age response in general. To start with, on the miasmic factor test, I am going to click on that individual test. Each one of them are tested separately. But I want to explain to you about miasmic factors. Miasmic factors are inborn inherited weaknesses, predisposition through DNA. So they're genetic. And the meanings to these factors are quite different, or the association with stress are quite different than their names. I have noticed that syphilis has a similar frequency to a tick-borne illness, encephalitis. A lot of times when Lyme's disease comes up in the reactivity, I will see syphilis come by a high or a low reading where it's acute or chronic. Syphilis is actually associated with heart disease, dementia, vision loss. So it affects the immune system, cardiovascular. And then you have psychosis. That is another one that is misunderstood. Psychosis is associated with joint pain, fibroid tumors, reproductive issues, and digestive problems. So if you'll notice, syphilis and psychosis are both very low. They're not below 15, but I would look for joint pain and I would look for possible signs of heart disease, vision issues, dementia when I looked at those. SORA is associated with rashes, dry skin, asthma, and autoimmune. And it's at 93. So I definitely would look other places when SORA was at a high level. Tuberculosis associated with coughing, chest pain, fever, fatigue, organ damage. Vaccinosis can be associated with vaccines that your parents, grandparents received or yourself. And then cancer. It just shows possible genetic markers. Okay. Stress factors are actually environmental stress factors. So you have sun, emotion, toxicity, and pathogens. Toxicity could be foods that you eat. Pathogens could be something that you're exposed to out in the community. And of course, sun exposure is exactly what it says. And emotions would be if you were depressed, or even if you're happy, that could affect that fact. Age response, you only have 3 categories. And of course, you're going to have a red, yellow, blue with only 3 categories. But it does give you numbers that you can rely on. And then general factors down below they are a combination of environmental, current physical state, and genetics. So you have melatonin. If that was high, you might wonder if this person is sleeping very well. RNA could be tied to vaccines. You're just going to look for a pattern with these. This is a very important test, and these are very valuable results that you can use to indicate stresses in your client's life. Remember, we do not diagnose, but we do watch for the stress and send feedback to enable our clients to self-heal. And so, it's really interesting. Tissue here is at 80 and then collagen's at 4, and that makes sense because you need collagen to have healthy skin. And so that concludes miasms and anti-aging.